All right, well, we are up and rolling. I actually turned the chat on at the beginning of the stream this time. Now, I am having a little bit of network problems, so my network is not very strong right now, so hopefully things aren't too glitchy. I don't know. We'll see. On my display, it looks like it's pretty glitchy, but Billy, what's up? Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. We're talking with Paul Feinberg today. And Paul, like from the very beginning of my YouTube channel, has been there from the beginning. So Paul, I appreciate you. We'll talk to him, you know, maybe 5 or I don't know, 7 minutes in or something. We'll see. We'll see how, we'll see if my network connections get straightened up here. Oh, you know what? Looks like I'm full. Looks like I'm a 10 out of 10 on my network. That's good. That's a good sign. Tales of a Scorpio Stinger. Glitchy. Yes, I know. I'm watching my monitor over here, and yes, it has been glitchy right off the bat. So hopefully we can get that cleaned up a little bit. It looks like my color's all over the place too. This is my first time doing a stream. Oh, I'm pointing over here. I actually have the S5 Mark II set up today too. Look at that. With, dare I say, autofocus. Okay, so I have been kind of monitoring this S5 II over here, and it's been catching this tree. Oh, you can't see my mouse. I don't know why I'm using my mouse on my thing, but it's catching the tree in the background as if it's a person. So I don't know. We'll kind of keep our eye on that. But I'm using, oh, this is what I was going to say. I'm actually using a Rec 709 color profile on this rather than a natural color profile. So things are looking just a little bit different. All right, we got some people coming in. Hobbyist Lifestyle, what's up? There's Paul. There's Paul in the chat. And he is streaming on his channel as well. And it looks like I am getting his channel's feed on the chat here. So let me type something in here. All right. One Vision, welcome to the live stream. T-Cross, can I buy the GH5 in 2023? Absolutely, you can buy the GH5 in 2023. The GH5 is a fantastic camera in 2023. And we're like jumping right into questions right now too. Absolutely. Well, okay, so we were talking to Paul Feinberg today. He was once a LUMIX shooter back in the day at one point. So we kind of need to hear, you know, some of that story. Oh man, it looks like I'm glitching. My network is not so hot right now. My apologies, everyone. I am like glitching out bad. Paul was once a LUMIX shooter. Now he's shooting on Sony cameras. So we're going to kind of nerd out a little bit, talking about cameras and, you know, whatever else comes to mind. So let's see who else is jumping in here. Yeah, why is my internet so bad right now? Oh man. Well, my apologies if you're watching out. My apologies. This has been a good network morning in the new office here. So I need to get in for sure. Well, hello from Germany. Welcome to the live stream. It's good to have you here. Sure, if you are watching, make sure you jump in the chat say hi. Let me know where you're watching from, because that's one of my favorite things about this stream is that people from all over. So say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions for me or for Paul, make sure you toss those in the chat, and we will try our best to get to as many of the questions that you have. And hopefully things clean up here for me. My network connection's a 3 out of 10. Oh, not good. This might be a rough one. I'm not sure. Now, if you do enjoy what's going on the channel, on my channel, your support is always appreciated. And if you want to jump and put a super chat in there, amazing. Thank you so much. You definitely don't have to do that, but that is an option if you like what's going on in the channel and you want to support, which I fully appreciate. So thank you so much if you do that. Unbox Warehouse, how you doing? From Jacksonville. You know what? Jacksonville, Paul, you're in Florida as well. It sounds so warm. I'm so cold where I'm at. So cold. I'm like so ready for winter to be over. I went outside and it was, in the 20s. I think my car said 11 actually, now that I think back on it. I'm just not loving that. Well, okay. You know what? I think it's time. Let's bring Paul in, and hopefully. Oh man, I'm looking back at the playback and it is just so rough right now. My apologies. All right. Well, Paul, we're about 7 minutes in, so let's bring you in.
What up?
How you doing? Hey.
I look pretty crispy.
Yeah, I know you. I want to see. Yeah, you are like way crispy compared to me. I'm still like freezing up and stuff. This rough one, Paul.
AT&T fiber, man, so good.
I don't know what's going on, man. I think like I'm obviously some other people in here. They're on maybe video calls as well. So I might have lost here.
So funny story with Mr. Mikey over there from Unbox Warehouse.
Yeah.
I first met him at Sony Camera Camp years ago when I went there, and he had this really cool, nifty little suitcase that was like following him around because he unboxes a bunch of just crazy stuff. But he's a really cool dude, another Sony shooter, and so
all right,
I want to shout him out. He's cool.
Awesome. It looks like Kyle jumped into the chat as well. He can't watch live, but he'll watch the playback. Kyle, I don't know if you want to watch this playback. I'm like so glitchy right now, so this might not be the best.
Very supportive dude. Gotta love that guy. We're actually all three of us are going to go to NAB this year. So
that's right. Yeah, we're going to hang out at NAB.
You can hang out with
in
us
Las Vegas. So let's we need to plan that out a little bit. Hopefully there's some events that we can go to and things like that. I don't know. What are you looking forward to most at NAB?
Honestly, the most thing I'm looking forward to is just I know there's a ton of other YouTubers that I don't ever get to see. So I get to meet Cindy DeYoung's for the first time at Sony Camera Camp, and he's one of my favorite YouTubers that I always watch and comment on his videos. And he's going to be there, so he's looking. He's mentioned to me that we might collab on something together. So
sweet.
I'm stoked for that.
Hey, if you need any BTS for that, let me know. I'll shoot some BTS for you.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure Kyle will be. All three of us probably be all together with a lot of it. So. But I know that Dave Mays. I haven't met him in person before, but
he was in Tokyo. Yep.
He's going to probably do another dinner meetup. I'm assuming.
Cool.
He did that last year, and he really enjoyed it. So probably a lot of us will get together for that. And I don't know. Last year, Aperture did a really cool dinner party because they released a new product at the time. So I'm hoping they probably do the similar thing because I mean it's just really cool to meet all these different creatives that use all the expensive gear that we like to use.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I need to build relationships with some of those. I want to build relationships with Condor Blue and Aperture. I want to build some of those relationships up a little bit. And I'm looking forward to seeing Rode because Rode was the first big brand that really sent me stuff for free, saying,
Sweet.
"Hey,
Amazing.
we want to support your channel," and I'm
Yep.
using this Procaster here. I got an
Love it.
NTG5 and a video mic NTG. They all sent me this stuff because they just were wanting to support me. So I really appreciate their partnership as well. So
love it. Well, you sound great. So that whole setup must be working fantastic for you.
yeah, I mean, I can't lie. It does sound pretty good, and I'm going into a Rodecaster Pro.
Oh,
Shout out to my homie G, original Dobo. I went to
okay.
visit him one time, and he's just like, "Hey, you want this? Because it's just sitting in my studio." I'm like, yes, please. He's like, "All right,
Yes.
it's gonna help you in with your streams." At the time, Kyle and I were doing one like every week. So,
Yep. I was
yeah,
on that one.
yes, you were. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great to have you as a
That was a
guest.
good time.
Fun.
You know what? I actually had a memory. I was actually on Facebook, and I think it was a memory of a story, like almost a year to the day almost. I was on that stream.
Yeah, wow.
Or at least when I posted about it. So I don't know when the actual stream was, but I think it was around the time where like the GH6 was released.
Yes.
And like I'm pretty sure it was like right around this time, because that memory, which is one of the things I like about Facebook, those memories popping up. I do like that. Oh no, he's rolling out. Okay. Oh, he's coming back. Good. Oh,
All right.
he must have had a camcorder
So
here.
somebody in
Okay.
the chat here, this
Yep.
this was another one that blew me away. There's just people have been way too generous to me between companies and supporters of this channel, and I'm not even really that big, but this is from Unbox
Amazing.
Warehouse, Mikey, and I don't know if you're are you familiar with this camera?
Is that the one from Back to the Future?
It is the one from Back to the Future. So this camera sits over here on my shelf. I love it, and I dress up like Marty McFly every once in a while. So I will bring this around with me. My wife's like,
That's
"Really
amazing.
gonna lug that thing around with you all the time?" I'm like, heck yes! It's like adds to the ambience. And Mike found this on eBay or something, and he shipped it to me. I mean,
amazing.
This thing is just retro cool. I mean, I don't know. I think MKBHD did like a retro video of like using this and this thing still works. It's just I haven't really figured out how to get it to output very well, but it does actually function still. So anyway, it's
I
a
need
really
to shoot like a music video or something on that. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm never getting rid of that, Mike. Don't worry about that. That's staying. Yeah. That's for good. Yeah.
I like it's on display. You might have put that a little bit higher on the shelf. It's a little bit dark back there on that shelf.
Well, I need to usually I forgot to today. I try to put some little lights under there to like kind of glow because I got like a little I got my DeLoreans over there and all my almanac and other knickknack. I got somebody made me like a guitar pedal that says Mr. Fusion on it, Mr. Fusion Drive. So I don't know.
Wow. We are kind of rocking this like complementary color thing going on too. So I'm a little warmer. You're a little bluer over there.
Cool,
it's looking good. It's looking good on the stream. If I'm not glitching out the whole time.
Darn that Panasonic. So it's funny that you say that. Yes, I was originally a Panasonic shooter.
Yes. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this, because I kind of know the story, because we've chatted before. But yeah, let's hear this.
So as all, I don't know, a lot of filmmakers start, I was just watching YouTube like crazy. And I'm like, I'm a creative. I play guitar. I sing. I like taking pictures, and I wanted to step up my game as far as even just photography goes. But the video was really intriguing me, and so I watched DSLR Video Shooter, and he was one of the big ones that I watched. And everybody knows he was like a huge Panasonic guy. And I'm like, what? When I was looking at the cameras at the time, the G85 filled a lot of like gaps in video. It had great 4K quality. It just the features and the bang for the buck that you can get with that camera versus what was out at the time. I think on Sony, I want to say, so the two cameras I was looking at was a Sony A6500. They didn't have any they had some full frame cameras, but their autofocus was still terrible, I think, at the time. So, but the A6500 was like, ooh, that has really good autofocus and a lot of decent video features.
Yeah, nice.
But it was also like $1,500 plus, whatever. It was kind of expensive for
Yeah.
me, and I was trying to stay to that $1,000 budget, and I thought the Panasonic checked all the boxes for me, and then I get it, and autofocus is terrible,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was hard.
Unusable.
It was unusable for sitting in front of a camera. So when I started
Yes.
doing YouTube with it, I mean, when I first started using it, I was behind the camera. I didn't care. This is great.
Gotcha.
Then when I
Yep.
started using it for YouTube, I'm like, man, this is really challenging. So what I would do is I had this like, I think I have an old video about it. I had this like iPad arm, music stand arm, and I would put
Okay.
my monitor on it and use the Panasonic app, and I would just tap to
Yep.
focus every time
Yep.
on my face every
Which
time I'd
was
want
a
to.
great feature. Great
Yeah,
feature.
which is a great feature. So
It's the only feature to use that at the time.
it got me by
Yep.
shooting stuff. And so, but then when I went to a Sony B Alpha event in Orlando, and a buddy of mine, Say Park, flew down. We met up,
Nice.
and I rented a A7 III at the party because they let you just go up there and just like camera camp, just grab whatever you wanted to and just check it out. And I was like, wow, this A7 III autofocus is crazy good. So immediately I said, I got to figure out a way to get one. And then
Yep.
a buddy of mine happened to be selling one that he got open
Sweet.
box and gave me a
Yep.
really good deal on it. And anyway, I turned around with Sony. Luckily, I wasn't invested too much in Panasonic. The hard part about changing is like lenses, man. Right now,
Yeah.
even if I wanted to switch to the new, back to Panasonic, the S5 or S25, right? Or
It's 5.2.
S5 II.
We got it set up right here.
Yeah.
There it
Hey,
is.
your signal is looking better there, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm at 10 out of 10 right now on my network connection. So hopefully it lasts a little bit.
But it's just too expensive. I have too many. I have a Sony
Oh, yeah. If you're in the
24mm
system.
G Master. I got
Yeah.
a lot of Tamron lenses. It's just too expensive now to make
Yeah.
the switch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. Like, and we'll just jump right into this. There's like no bad camera out there right now
No.
at all.
Now
It's
that
just,
Panasonic came out with that camera, I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like you can go with any of the big companies now. They all have decent auto. Like, and the other problem with switching back to Panasonic is like, one of the reasons why I also switched to Sony is because I feel like they are always trying to be the best, like most innovative camera company. So they're the one
Right.
that's adding all these new features, and everybody's kind of following suit. Even Canon started having to follow
Yeah.
suit to them. So I feel in a safe place with Sony because I feel like, okay, even if there are cooler features on this new Panasonic camera, I think Sony is going, now that they have good autofocus, Sony will probably end up stepping up the game and trying to add in some of these really bourgeoisie filming
yeah.
features that you could get on the Panasonic. So yeah.
No, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I played around with a Sony FX3 yesterday. That was buttery. Like, the only thing though, and I don't understand this at all, is like, why don't you just put a shutter angle on there? It'll make things a lot easier I mean, you can deal with it, obviously, but put shutter angle on there. And I mean, what other camera would you need, really? I mean, it was like the image coming out of that was so nice. It was
I mean,
so nice.
it's the same sensor that the FX6 has. So
Yeah, right. Yep.
in a lot of ways, those two cameras are very similar, but they're also very different. It's when you
Yeah.
get the FX6 and having all those buttons on the side and the built-in
Yep.
NDs. But like you
That's
said,
nice.
you add shutter angle on there, and then you're like, okay, if you don't need the built-in NDs, or you don't, you can live without it, then
Yep.
I don't know.
Like last spring of 2022, I was kind of going through a little bit of a identity crisis myself, and I was like very, very much considering that FX3 and, that FX line of cameras. Now they have the FX30, which looks like a great camera as well. But I was like very, very close to checking, like making a switch into Sony. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to be like $10,000 into this thing later. And what I decided to do was slowly build up frame LUMIX system. So I ended up going with the LUMIX S5 because I was totally familiar with the LUMIX system, LUMIX cameras, colors, all of that. I just kind of stuck to what I knew. And now they come out with the S5 too, which the only thing that was missing from those cameras was that autofocus. So now we're here with the autofocus. So I was very close to moving towards that direction, that Sony direction for client work.
I mean,
Are you?
it's a very. I mean, I'd like to have one, but I have a A7S3. So the only thing I'm missing is kind of some of those like built-in LUT things, which actually is really cool.
Yeah.
And I have a K3M, so like I use a K3M into it's pretty much the same thing that comes with on that little handle piece.
Okay, yeah, right.
So I mean, I think there was one guy, Jake from Condor Blue, was selling one for like a really good deal. It was like I think he was selling it for like $3,200 shipped.
Oh wow!
And I was very tempted to sell my A7S3.
Yeah,
and get that, but
yeah, playing around with that FX3 yesterday, and my friend just got it in. I was on a shoot with him, and he just got it in, and it just had a nice feel to it, a nice look to it. We had a 85. I don't totally know the Sony lenses, but it was an 85 f1.4 on it.
So you either had the Sony G Master 1.4 or the Sigma 1.4.
It was not the Sigma. It was a Sony lens. I do know that.
Yeah, Sony G Master, big hefty thing.
Yeah.
And then there's the Sony 1.8.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm hoping that they this year they should be coming out with a new 85 because that old 85 is a little bit outdated. It's big, and the autofocus isn't. It's kind of like it came out at the same time that old 24-70 came out, and they replaced that. So
yeah,
I don't know.
It was definitely a big lens. Like it was way too big for that. Now this is kind of what. Oh yeah, go ahead. Looks like you wanted to say something.
Kyle just got the 85 1.8 from Zeiss, and that lens is really cool because it also has our lens stabilization built into it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit. I don't know. I haven't used it yet personally, but hopefully he brings it with NAB and I can.
So is it? Would it kind of give like a dual stabilization then combined with that?
Yeah, it works. It works with the lens and the camera.
Gotcha.
So it's great.
I mean, dual IBIS is something that I've enjoyed for how long now? Since the GH5.
You have like the best of the best IBIS. I mean, who needs lens stabilization with that thing? So curious, what external hard drives do you use? What
external
SSDs
hard drives?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so I kind of use this SanDisk. Actually, Lumix sent me the SanDisk for the SSD recording on the GH6. Yep. And this has like 3,000 read speed, write speed, or something like that. So that's pretty good for working off for recording on the GH6.
What size is that?
This is a 1 terabyte.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my little story for the week.
Yeah.
And because Brad Fogel asked me about this in the comments.
Oh yeah, I see it.
People have been having issues with these, I guess, across the board, where they stop working. And I had this happen to me this week. However, I don't think it was related to the same issue.
Gotcha.
Because it was the weirdest thing. Whenever I would mount it, wouldn't mount on my Mac, and whenever I'd plug it in to a Windows computer, it was saying like error. It needed please run this scan to fix it. And then I had to apply the fix, and then I could actually get my footage off it.
Interesting.
And on my Mac, I couldn't get it. I couldn't format it. It was just saying like unrecognizable drive. So I thought there was something wrong with the drive. And then I grabbed all my footage off it, put it onto one of my Samsungs.
Yep.
And then I was able to format it in Windows, but it still wouldn't mount on Mac. So once I got to that point, I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm contacting SanDisk. Well, last night, SanDisk replies to me, and I was typing out all the stuff, and I thought about one more thing. Well, maybe I'll just try it again, plug it in on Mac, and format it, see if I can format it. Well, I was able to format it yesterday, and it wouldn't work at exFAT. But then I formatted it again to back to the external Mac journaling, and then formatted it back to exFAT, and it worked fine. So I'm
Interesting.
back to using it.
Yeah.
And when I went to go transfer my files back to it, my Samsung hard drive started doing the exact same thing.
What?
So I narrowed it down. I'm like, all right, the last project I worked on, I deleted it off the Samsung, and then all of a sudden it didn't do that anymore. So I think mine
Interesting.
was more of some sort of a corrupt file in the last project that I worked on. It was
Oh, just
completely blowing up.
messing everything.
I've never seen that happen to me before. So I
Wow.
don't think it was related to the SanDisk thing. And I kind of emailed all this information to SanDisk so that they kind of know, all right, maybe it wasn't your disk, but there was
Yeah.
something that was,
No,
because
I
once it
did.
happened to the Samsung, I'm like, all right, I feel a lot more
Yeah.
confident in this thing. But there have been a lot of people complaining that their SanDisks have been failing lately, but I don't know.
Interesting. Like, I haven't had trouble, with project files on this or anything yet. Now, let me go grab, I don't have it with me, like, it's just back here, but let me go grab the new one that I just got that came out, that not just came out, but I just got yesterday. So, Paul, can you hold down the fort just for a sec?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, let me go grab it.
one person in the comments said, where do you sell your gear? Ever use Adorama to sell your gear? And I personally use I just go on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace right now, pretty much Facebook Marketplace, or I've been starting to use Gear Focus. I try, if I have to, I will try to trade it into B&H or Adorama. I've never done that before because I've been able to successfully sell it in other places. The problem with those big box stores is they're going to take the product and they're going to sell it and they're going to have to make a profit. So in order for them to make a profit, they're going to have to kind of lowball you a little bit. So if you're having a hard time moving something or you're able hard time to sell it and you're just like, I just need to get rid of this, then sure, go give it to one of the big box stores. Or I think there's another one that does really good trade-in value, like KEN camera store or something like that. You just got to look at your options. I would get quotes from all the box stores and see who has the best one if you're really that desperate, and then go with that one. But I mean, I'd slap it up on Gear Focus because they don't take crazy fees, and it's somewhat affordable, and you can just ship it off anywhere. You're gonna get more money for that way. Yeah, I try to find and see what everything is going for based on like marketplace and these websites, and then I sell it. So
Here's what I'm gonna try. This I just got this yesterday.
Ooh, that is
Now,
nice.
yeah, so this has a read-write speed or read speeds of 7,300.
Wow.
So I'm like, my MacBook probably only does what, like 2,000 or something like that. But this is like supposed to be super fast. This is like it's the Seagate. This is a 1 terabyte FireCuda 530 M2 SSD. And then
is there a way to connect it like Thunderbolt or anything?
Yeah, USB-C. So basically, you get this little case as well, this little aluminum case, and it has USB-C right here. And then I just formatted it to the Mac, and hopefully, I haven't tried it yet, but hopefully it works.
Yeah, I'm curious if they make like a Thunderbolt. If they made a Thunderbolt enclosure, you might even get more speed out of it because that's just USB-C,
totally.
right?
Yeah, that's just USB-C.
I don't know, but
look,
that
the S5
Thunderbolt stuff gets expensive, right? Right now, that's how I'm running my monitor. I got this like ultra wide monitor from LG, and I just run one Thunderbolt cable to the monitor, and it powers everything. And the monitor has like 2 USB plugs into it, so I'm running my keyboard, since I don't have a cool wireless yet, and my Rodecaster Pro into it. So I just have pretty much one cable going into my computer to this, and then I just plug my SSDs into the side of it, so I don't use a dock.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try it with some projects, and like maybe even just some YouTube videos to start, because in case I lose files and things like that on here, because I have not used anything like this before. So I don't know, we'll try it out. We'll try it out and see. Now, you're doing like client work and stuff too, right? With photo, like real estate and all that, or?
So my wife is now a full-time real estate agent. So
Oh, nice.
shout out to anybody that's looking for a realtor, no matter where you are across the United States.
Whoa.
Contact me, and my wife has hookups all across the United States with this like
Hello.
big real estate company. They can find a really good agent. But anyway, shameless plug. But no, I've been doing all her real estate photos,
Okay.
and because she started in August, and she's, it's always a slow startup whenever you start even a new business. But
Yep.
she's been showing a lot of people, but right now the market is kind of like kind of slow. So I've been trying to like side hustle like crazy. So I got my
Yeah.
9 to 5 job, which
Right
is
on.
working for the Orange County Public Schools doing IT, and
Cool.
then I do my side hustle at in the evenings because I get off at like 3:30. So I work an early morning to like 3:30. Yeah,
Yep.
and then during the summer times I work 4 10-hour shifts, so I have Fridays off. So I've been trying to side hustle like crazy. My wife's work has been very generous to me because they know that she's in the transition period, so they're trying to like push me work. So I've been doing a lot of agents real estate photos. I did some
Yeah.
headshots
Cool.
last week, and they paid me very well. I think
Yeah.
I'm like, man, if I could get like just a few of these every week,
Yeah.
I could probably quit my regular job. But
Amazing.
it's hard part is the consistency, right? I know
Yeah.
I'm too worried about that. Plus, I get benefits for
Yep.
my regular job,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna double
100%.
grind it as long as I possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, like, I do freelance video, and thankfully my wife has a job that we have all of our insurance through and everything. So, like, from that end, I totally know what you're talking about. Thankfully, she has that with,
Right.
with her job, and we're covered with like that insurance stuff and everything. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I got
it could be a
so
big
much
month. It could
time
be a
off.
small month. Yeah.
Yeah,
You never really
I mean,
know.
it's my job is cush. I'm like I
Yeah.
said, I took off today. I have so much time off.
Which
I'm like,
we appreciate. We appreciate
whatever. I'll
that.
just take a day off. It's fine. Because let's see, I've been with them 8 years now, and I have like 3 weeks of vacation, and then I can use a week out of my sick time for whatever I want. So it's technically
Wow.
like 4 weeks of vacation a year plus a
Amazing.
birthday day, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna hit 10 years in like 2 years. So once I get that, I'll have like another week of vacation. So I'll have like, I mean, so much time that it'll
That,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
build. But I'm at the point where now I have to use it all that I get
Right.
every because I'm up to like 240 hours now.
That's a
So
lot.
every year I get 4 more weeks, and in January they cut everything 240 hours. I go over. They just wipe it all the way back down to 240. So pretty much
Wow.
I'm at the point now where every year I have to use all the vacation that I accumulate. So
Yeah.
otherwise I lose it. So I'm just whatever. I'll take a day off here and there, and then so if I get a client job that I need to
Yep.
do and it's high paying, oh no problem. I'll take the day off. You
Yeah,
pay me
totally.
enough money, I'll definitely take off my regular job
Or
to
take a
come.
day off to join me on this live stream.
I'll take a
Amazing.
day off to join you guys here. Yeah,
Amazing.
I don't know how. I don't. It's hard. I'm surprised we have this many people here in the chat. It's hard to, jump in on a you leave a 9 to 5 unless you guys are just cheesing the system here, which is
I
I
love it.
sometimes do that. I
I
don't know.
think I think Brad has the inside scoop on what happened with those SanDisks.
Oh,
There
he
was a
does
faulty batch of recent Extreme drives.
supposedly.
So
We'll
maybe
see.
that's it. Somebody, Billy.
That's very that means that's going to hurt them significantly because they sold a ton of those. That was like the top selling product during
Mm,
the Black Friday and Cyber Monday
oh,
deals. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
they I got this thing for like
Billy
I don't
says
know, like
the
200
T7
bucks
stuff.
or something.
That
What?
was a Black Friday deal.
Yeah. It was I got the 2 terabyte for like I don't know. It was like $200 or something like that. I don't know. It was great. It was a
Yeah.
great deal. I jumped on it because I normally buy the T7s. I have one T5 and a T7, and then I was like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and give the SanDisk a try. It's
Yep.
really
Yep.
fast. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I've liked it. It's nice, but
Yeah.
I haven't had any problems with
Yeah.
mine
It's
other than
fine.
that. But it would end up being the drive, so I was happy about that.
All right, I'm gonna jump into the chat here just a little bit. Oh, Billy, again, here we go. Super 5. I mean, Super 5. S5 is super
Five.
dope. And I love my Super 5. Yeah, that's maybe what we should call it. Definitely want to eventually
Panasonic
get the Mark II. Now, I've got the Mark II up here, and one of the things that I've really been noticing, especially with this, I have all of the settings the exact same. Like, gray card, white balance. I'm on Rec 709 color profile on both cameras. But you notice this one, I'm looking a little magenta today on it,
Yeah.
This one, I've got some and my face is kind of like red anyway. Like, Paul, when you meet me in person at the
Yeah.
NAB show in Las Vegas, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, he kind of he has like a little magenta tint to him.
It's
You know
because
what I
it's so
mean?
cold over there. The cold weather
Yeah,
is destroying your skin.
it
Where
it is
I'm saying
actually
in
kind
the,
of.
the hot sun of Florida, my
Oh,
skin is
stop it. Stop it. Well, our snow is melting, so there's that. So anyway, like same exact
I
thing,
don't even know what
but
that
you
is.
notice that this new engine right here in this new L engine in the S5 is kind of giving off a little magenta of a tint, which we're kind of used to as Lumix shooters. With the GH5, there's a little bit of that.
I do remember that.
GH6 is a little bit greener. Now, I did have a video. If you haven't checked that out, I did have a video comparing the shots. And I'm like, can you tell? We played a little game in this video. Can you tell the difference between the GH6 and the S5 II? And I had the shots, side by side. I mixed them up every once in a while, which is A cam, which is B cam. But then in the reveal video, you can kind of see the difference. The S5 II definitely had like a little bit, magenta of a tone, and the GH6 was, was a little bit greener, I guess, maybe a little bit more natural coloring. All right, let's see what else we have in here. Jerry, here we go. Anyone know why the 6 CF Express B only has a limit of 512 gigabytes? Seems awfully low. You know what? I wish I had an answer to that. I actually don't know. I mean, the CF Express, if you're purchasing a 500, we just probably like, how much is that? That's got to be like a ton of money, first of all. And then I don't know what the limit is on that actually. That's a great question. I might have to do a little bit of research on that one. I've just been shooting on a CF Express card if I'm not using the SSD to record to the GH6 or the Ninja. I am shooting on a 128, I believe, 128, and I still get a ton of stuff on there as long as you're not shooting like ProRes and all that. But see anything else here, Paul, that you want to bring up?
Man. You guys want to hit your comments up? We'll try to answer them. But I haven't used the Ninja yet. I've been trying to not use it because it's kind of expensive. It's really cool, but I mean, yeah, I got the new CMO thing where you plug your phone into it and it sends you.
Yep.
That's been working great for me.
Yeah, cool. That's like a monitor recorder, right? Like just with your phone. That's
exactly.
what it does. Yeah. Okay. I've not used that, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's cool. They sent it over to me to check out, and it's been really nice. It plugs into I just use my phone as a monitor, and then I imported my LUTs, which I use the Phantom LUTs for Sony.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It makes it so easy. I mean, my goodness, that I just record S-Log3, drop that Phantom LUT on there, and make sure I'm overexposed about 1 to 2 stops. I try to keep it around 1.7.
Yep.
And man, it looks great.
Nice. That's what I've heard about that S-Log. Like you have to overexpose like almost 2 stops or something like that to really get that good look.
Yeah, and then I'll just drop down the shadows a little bit too to just add, you play with it, it's good. It's good stuff though. But yeah, for a longest time I always shot with Sony like standard profile, no nothing additional, or picture profile 1. But now I pretty much just shoot S-Log3, and I've been toying with. Right now I'm using a A7C for my live stream camera.
Okay. Yep.
It's my photography camera.
Yeah, cool.
because my A7S III takes good photos, but this one has a 24 megapixel sensor, so I
Nice.
typically use this one for all my client work. But I've been even shooting S-Log3 on this one and using the Phantom LUTs and getting pretty close results to
Really?
the A7S III. I mean,
Wow.
obviously not as much dynamic range in this camera
Yeah.
as the A7S III, but where I could match the footage and it doesn't look too crazy. So I've been meaning to do a video on that. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I going back to the Ninjas, I actually like for client work and stuff, I do record on the Ninjas. Like I shoot a ton of interviews. And
Right.
so the S5, this one right here, the S5 is like fantastic for that. And then I record onto the Ninja. So I have an A cam, B cam, and record onto the Ninja straight from those.
Are you 100%? Is your main job your side hustle? Your video shooting?
Yeah, so I do freelance video, and I would say that's probably 3/4 of the time. I would say maybe a little bit more, but that's primarily what I do. So I have like several revenue streams actually, and
Yeah.
that's the big chunk, you know. And like you said, doing freelance, it could be a big month one month, could be a smaller month the next month.
Right.
So I don't do a ton of retainer work, but I am looking at that a little bit more, especially now that I am in like this office studio type place. I
Yeah,
want to do
my
some more
my wife's
podcast video.
work has mentioned before that they wouldn't be opposed. They used to pay for like, I don't know, a flat fee every month and
Yep.
get X amount of videos done every single month.
Yeah.
Where you just drive over to their office, set
Yep.
up everything, and just do a full day's worth of shooting.
Yeah. I have
And
a real estate group that we have a shoot set up for the end of March, and we're going to just do some like lifestyle bio, agent biographies, basically just say,
right,
hey, we're human people, we're real people. And so so I've got that shoot set up for the end of March, but they would be a great like retainer client because you can do so much like what you're
right.
saying. I mean, you have client testimonials, you have, home walkthroughs, you have just a bunch of different things, especially with you can just get a ton of content. And if it was on a monthly basis, and I have a couple retainer clients, but I mean, if you want a lot of content, I mean, that's the way to go for sure.
So yeah, I mean, and right now I'm kind of underused because my wife has not. I have only made a few videos like of the actual walkthrough properties for my wife,
Yep.
but she hasn't actually hit me up for doing like her social media stuff. Where
Yeah.
she's kind of camera shy, and
Oh
so
yeah.
I'm trying to
It's
break her from
understandable.
that. And I don't think she understands like the potential she could do. You know, if any of her other clients or any of her other agents in her office had me, that I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll make a video for free.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd get hit up like nonstop from these people. So
Yeah.
it's just, we're trying to get there. We're trying to get there.
Yeah.
But we got a question
Yeah.
over here from John. What's your next Micro Four Thirds camera in your opinion? What is the next, not yours?
What is the
What is
next
the
one? Yep.
next?
Ooh. That is a good question. G9 to that. I could see a Mark II version of the G9, kind of more of a photography centric camera.
But is the Micro Four
GH6
Thirds
too.
dead?
Well, that's the debate.
I mean, they
the
just came out
debate.
with the S5. I feel like now that they got autofocus on the S5, just go full force into that and just build on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough. I think there is still enough maybe of a niche in Micro Four Thirds, especially video wise, that you could probably keep going with maybe one or two more cameras. I don't know if it'd be worth it though. You know what I mean? Like you would
Yeah.
have to put phase detect autofocus in.
You
Like there's
I
just
don't
no,
understand if they did it on the S5 too, why did they
yeah.
not put it in on the GH6 when they made that? I'm
Well,
just
yeah.
if that GH6 would have had phase tech autofocus, people would have been just running for the hills for Panasonic. Because
That
all
would have
these
been
Micro Four
amazing
Thirds
camera.
lenses are affordable. You could
Yeah.
like sell off your full frame gear, get one of these, micro, and get tons of lenses, and just I don't know. I'm just
Like the shoot settings on the GH6 are just through the roof, like absolutely incredible. The phase detect autofocus is the deal breaker on that camera. Like not having phase detect autofocus is the deal breaker. Fantastic camera. I love it. Like it's an amazing B-roll camera. But that phase detect autofocus is what kept people away. And I think might kill off the line if they don't put it into like a G9 II or a G6 II. Yeah. Right. It has to have it. Has to have it.
One feature I love on those that I do miss, I use it all the time when I had that G85. And honestly, I was tempted to like keep the G85 just for this reason. And
Can I
now
guess?
that I'm looking back, I wish I did.
Can I guess what it is?
Guess? Yeah, go
Can
for it.
Can I guess what it is? 4K live crop.
Boom.
Yes.
I love that feature. And
such a great feature.
It's so like, and yes,
S5 II has it.
I could technically shoot like a still shot on my camera and then do like the
post zoom.
What do you call it? Like the crop thing in Final Cut.
Yeah.
But it's not this. It's not the same. It doesn't. It's not. Right. I feel like it's not as smooth.
Yeah.
And I like being able to shoot it on the back of the camera and then look at my shot and be like, and make adjustments while I'm shooting. That feature alone was like, oh man, I miss it. When I'm doing product B-roll in here, it's just like, oh, I want that 4K live crop. I mean, I've been tempted just to buy an S5 just for 4K live crop. Like,
the S5 II, like if you do get an S5, get the S5 II because then you have the autofocus and 4K live crop.
Right. Yeah.
It is an amazing feature though. That 4K live crop for any type of B-roll work that you want to do, an amazing feature.
And I've been having fun lately. I went on Amazon and bought this like cheap one. I think it was $30 white. Oh, a blackboard.
Okay.
It's like a piece of glass.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, "Why are you buying that? It has like 2 holes in the corners." I'm like, I'm not gonna shoot it. You're not gonna see the corners when I'm taking these shots. And like, so like, and it's cool. It's just great photography for products because it has that you see like a reflection of the product on it.
Yeah.
It's cool for B-roll. I don't have anything I can.
Do you have some examples on your channel or something like that?
I don't have any examples on the channel, so to speak. Let's see. Let's try this. This is the last. Let's see if we can share this. I can share a window.
Because that does sound very intriguing. Not gonna lie. I like reflection shots a lot.
Oh, it's so cool. All right. Oh, can't. So I'm foolish. I messed up. I can't share it. Because maybe I'll send it to you. Maybe you can share it. Because
okay.
Yeah. In order for me to share my screen, I had to close Chrome and reopen it again.
Oh, don't do that.
I just updated my OS last night.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm surprised the live stream's working. Thankfully, my network has been great since I don't know, maybe 30 minutes into the live stream. For the past like 18 minutes, it's been pretty good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, the blackboard thing it's cool because of the reflection. I use it for a lot for product shots, but even video, you get the same effect. You just it's cool.
Oh yeah.
I've been really enjoying that. So
yeah, 4K live crop, excellent feature. Definitely is on the S5 II right now, and GH5 I used it a lot for products, but
man, yeah, I missed that. I absolutely missed that.
Seeing if there's anything else here in the chat.
Look up the chats.
John, back to the SanDisk. Hey, thanks for watching from France, John. Let me see if I can get this photo up here. Okay, the SanDisk, I prefer using the 512 Angelbird CF Express. I have a friend that uses the Angelbird CF Express. Works well, but I'd like to be able to edit from the card. Ooh, edit from the card. Interesting. My GH6 doesn't let me edit files. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. I don't know if you could edit from the card. I'm sure you could like create folders on the card, you know, like connect your CF Express card to, you know, to your MacBook or PC or whatever you're using. And then I'm sure you can create files on there and just edit from there, but I don't know if you'd want to.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like personally, I would take it to probably an external hard drive or if you have enough space on your PC or Mac or whatever. I saw your picture come in. Let me see if I can bring it up. Notifications, messages. There it is. Let's see here. That does look nice. Hopefully I can bring it up for everybody to see. Let's see here. Nope, that's a video file.
Yeah.
It's not letting me bring it up. Restream's not letting me bring it up.
It's weird. What you could do is you could share, open it up and share a window, but
yeah.
I think AF is.
Okay, here we go. Let's do this. This is intriguing live stream material right here.
Live stream material. That's what you get for not planning. But you know, while you're on that too, anybody know what my hat is? Can anybody tell what this hat is? Anybody in the comments? Do you know anybody know that doesn't recognize this logo? I don't know. It's definitely not my logo, but I love this hat. I don't know. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
So I sent you another one too if you wanted to show in that one, but that's you can do it during colors.
Nice.
It reflects colors very nice.
So are you is that lit up in the background or is that like a color paper?
So yeah, I shot that in front of a gray screen.
Okay.
And I just use I have like a Wii light ring light that's RGB that I have just angled up on the and hitting it. The other red one that I sent you is actually just a red tube light hitting the back of the backdrop. But,
oh, nice.
I mean, it just, I don't know, that the reflect, and that's all just like a black whiteboard. And it was like $30 on Amazon. And I just lay it on my table that I shoot B-roll at. And it's so cool. I don't know.
That's amazing.
You gotta make sure you clean it with some Windex if you make sure all the dust is off it. And then you just.
Yeah, you don't want to pick that up.
But yeah, it's been fun. That's kind of I've been toying with that. I'm trying to find things that aren't super expensive and to make things look cool. So, I don't know.
I definitely like it. I see. I don't do much with photography, so I mean, seeing stuff like that is.
Well, see, yeah, I mean, and I
really
do
like
a lot of photography, and you can do that for B-roll. It makes cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
B-roll
absolutely.
Shots. I don't know. For products, you know. So I do a lot, you know, obviously with the YouTube channel, I do a lot of product shots and product reviews. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to beef up that B-roll side for the channel. And then, you know, I'm trying to, you know, like interviews, I'm definitely trying to get a system down for those. I've done a number of them, but I'm still trying to figure out the best lighting solutions for all those and everything. But it's, you know, it's all about trial and error. I mean,
yeah, totally.
Doing it.
Well,
you know?
I mean, that's what, like, you have to use the camera to like get to know it. You know what I mean? Like, I like this, John. I like what you say here. I think the autofocus has been completely serviceable on the GH6. Yeah, I mean, it works. For like this shot, we'd probably have some like bouncing in the background, which might not be the best. Like this one, just set focus and, you know, keep it there. But I mean, it works for if you want to like track somebody on a gimbal or something like that. Then this statement, YouTubers for some reason have such high standards for autofocus. What do you think about that? Is that where it's coming from?
I think so. I mean, here's the problem: is once you drink the Kool-Aid, it's hard to go back. You know, so
yeah,
you know, it's the Sony autofocus is just, I mean, mind-boggling. Even when I'm behind the camera now, I don't have to worry about.
Yeah, that's what I noticed with the FX3.
I just shoot, and I don't even worry about whether it's in focus or not. I just kind of
Yep.
point the camera at what I want it to shoot at, and I shoot wide. I'll set the focus point to wide, or if and when I'm doing a product shot, I'll do it center because I know the product's always gonna be in the center of the shot.
Yeah.
So those are really the two times I really change my focus point. But man, it just gets it every time in the IAF and face detect in these Sony cameras. When you're shooting a person, I don't worry about it. I just throw it on my gimbal and
Yep.
I'm just follow this person around, and it's amazing. I shot a like a surprise, like we surprised a teacher at one of my old school. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We
Yeah. That's
surprised a teacher at my old school, and I just
Yep.
ran up to her with a gimbal, shooting up on my 24 millimeter 1.4, and I wasn't worried about it grabbing her focus at all. It was focused like right on her eye and everything, and
Nice.
the whole background was blown out. It
Wow.
looked gorgeous. People at my school were like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so professional,"
Yeah.
because they equate that background blur with looking professional for some reason.
Yeah. I definitely think that where Lumix missed the mark with the GH6 was not having that autofocus, because yes, I do think that autofocus is for content creators. And how many like content creators and people on YouTube like totally rely on that, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Like if you're setting up a shot like this and I'm just going to be in one place the whole time, like I can set my focus and I know where I'm at. Like I have focus peaking on, I can see like I'm all highlighted and everything. So I know I'm in focus. But yeah, for content, for, especially if you're like vlogging and stuff, I mean, yeah, you're going to want that.
Eddie Nunez just said that I look slimmer. Thanks, man.
Oh,
I literally, I mean, I haven't been doing anything differently lately, so I appreciate the comment of me looking slimmer. But my wife has been trying to eat healthier, and I've been following like eating the same stuff, but I still eat too much. So maybe I'm eating healthier, and I forgot to. My wife keeps telling me every morning that I need to weigh myself so I can track how much I'm losing.
there you
I
go.
don't feel like I'm losing anything, but maybe I am. People see me. I mean, and this white shirt could be helping. I don't know. White makes you look skinnier, right? I don't know. But thanks, Eddie. Yes, this mic is great. I love it. I can't eat it; it's too big. So,
Yeah,
sorry.
definitely don't want to eat that.
You those Dobo fans out there know what I'm talking about. But John Matthews said this looks like a stormtrooper. Caleb, do you know what this is?
I don't know what that is.
Does anybody out here watch a small guy, he's a tiny guy named Peter Lindgren?
Peter Lindgren. Okay. Yep. Now that rings a bell.
So he started his own brand called Prime One, and
Okay.
this is his Prime One logo. But
Love it.
he sent it out to me, so I've been wearing this thing like crazy, and I like it.
Love it.
Like the
Love
camo look. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
I mean, I've just been so blessed to know a number of YouTubers, and I was like I watched you when you were starting, and I
Yeah.
was encouraging you like, dude, you're
Yeah, you
awesome.
were. Yeah,
I
you
did the
were.
same thing with Peter Lindgren, and when he was under 1,000 subscribers,
Nice.
and
Blew
now the
up.
guy is at like 500 and
Yeah.
over 500,000 subscribers, just blowing things up and just going crazy. And I
Yeah.
knew him when he was like when he was under 50,000 subscribers, he would Instagram me, like do video chats with me on Instagram, saying like, oh, he would watch my videos and kind of critique and tell me what I can improve on. So the guy just helping build into me, and now now
Awesome.
he's huge, and he's just like another buddy of mine. I have his
Yeah.
number on my phone. I can text him, I can call him. It's just I don't know. It's
That's
surreal
cool.
to me. I'm a small guy, but
Because
I don't know.
where is he? He's in Europe. Where?
In Sweden.
Sweden. Yep. That's right.
So, I mean,
Um,
it's crazy.
yeah, that's where I'm hoping like this NAB show, just meet like meeting you in person, hanging out with Kyle. Like Kyle Watts, I hung out with him and for a little bit at a Minnesota Vikings Pittsburgh Steelers game. So we got to hang out just a little bit, and we kind of live maybe like 4 hours from each other. So it's a little easier to get together. But yeah, just hanging out with people. I'm looking forward to that.
Next time I fly up there, we gotta like get together, maybe go to like Duluth or something. Is Duluth closer to you?
Duluth is not closer to me. No. like Minneapolis is or you could come the other way, Mankato, because I'm in South Dakota. Come the other way, Mankato is like in between. There's some good like spots in there. So even the GH5 Mark II does a great job for handheld B-roll of people where the background is moving. Yeah, the autofocus on the GH5 Mark II was a little better, but oh, can you tell? Oh, here. Speaking of hats, you were talking about your hat. Can you tell us about the infamous 605 hat? Okay, so this one, I actually, at one point, I had a hat company called Lid Canvas, and the pandemic kind of shut all that stuff down because like shipping and everything was like,
Yeah.
But this was 605 is like the area code of the state I live in, and so it's just kind of like a tribute to that. But this is a Lid Canvas hat that I had at my store, but unfortunately, Lid Canvas is no more. But it was a fun little run there for a little bit. So, but I like this hat, so I keep wearing it.
Did you see John Matthews' last one? I watched Philip Bloom's video about using AF on Sony. He called it manual AF. I came to the conclusion that manual focus was much easier.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you use it how you want to use it, you know?
Right.
You know, use it for how you want it. However it works best for you. Like there will be times like if you're on a gimbal tracking people, like autofocus comes in amazing, especially like human detect, eye detect, or whatever that might be, comes in great. But sitting down, shooting interviews, you're totally fine with, you know, as long as your aperture isn't too fast, you should be fine with people kind of like moving a little bit during interviews, and you'll be fine in manual focus. And unless you have a focus pooler, do you have a focus pooler with you?
I'm not cool enough to have focus pooler.
Somebody on set that can pull focus. So if there's any movement, you know, but I can't afford a focus puller.
VidCom 5 says, what is the best conversion LUT for your GH6?
Oh yeah, there's some good ones.
We've already talked about the Sony system. If you're on Sony, the best one, in my opinion, is Phantom LUTs. But what do we got for the Panasonic here?
Well, I mean, Panasonic has their own convert LUT from Vlog to Rec 709 that you can download on their website. On the Panasonic website, just type in Panasonic Rec 70 Vlog to Rec 709 convert LUT. That one is really good actually for just converting your footage from Vlog to Rec 709. And on the S5 II, you can, you know, you have that basically be able to monitor in that Rec 709, so you're not just looking at Vlog footage while you're trying to monitor and everything. Or the S5 II also has like that active real-time LUT, so you can basically take whatever LUT that you want. I know this question is about the GH6, but this is a great feature on the S5 II. That real-time LUT, you can take whatever LUT you want, go down to my description and, you know, download my YouTube punch LUT and put that on your S5 II. You can shoot in that LUT and burn that LUT into the image. So that saves time like in editing. But also for the GH6 and Vlog is the LUMIX LUT is great too. So that one costs some money. The Panasonic version is free. You don't need anything for it. So yeah. So anyway, that was kind of, I probably talked about the S5 II longer than I talked about the GH6 on that answer. My bad.
Oh man.
Jerry says the Gamut has a good conversion LUT for the panties. I have not used that, but Well, you know what, Paul, we're over an hour into this, and I don't know if you can hear my stomach or not, but my stomach's like rumbling. I don't know if my mic's picking that up.
You know,
but
it's an hour later for me, so it's already noon for me.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Well, man, thanks for jumping on this live stream. taking the day off, jumping on the live stream.
Absolutely. It's been, great to see you,
Yeah,
And I look
absolutely.
forward to NAB. We actually get to see each other in person. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
we're gonna hang out. We're gonna hang out with Kyle Watts at NAB. I asked him, I'm like, hey, if I go to NAB, can I hang out with you guys? Because I want to hang out with you guys.
Yeah,
Hopefully he
he
said
told me,
yes.
he's like, hey, you're the best if you like, you didn't have to ask me that. No, you bring the guy around, man. This guy's awesome, man. So.
That's funny. I would have been devastated if you would have said no. I'd be like, fine, I'm gonna get.
No, I don't want to hang out that loser.
Ticket.
Come on, like,
Yeah.
So quick before we end it, I just want to say this is, we never really talked about this, but how I met Caleb is you were doing a video. You were doing a testing video, like, I don't know. You submitted a. Who was it? Was it? It was Haynes. Josh Haynes?
Josh Haynes. Yep.
And you submitted a video, and I saw it on there, and I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. And so then I just kept
appreciate that.
him and encouraging him, and he kept posting video after video, and that's how I found Mr. Caleb Hoover here. And I never shot GH6. I mean, I'm not a Panasonic shooter anymore, and I wasn't at the time, but I was like, this. It's so cool to see this guy's videos. I don't know, okay, he can talk about Panasonic. That's cool. I take stuff. Sometimes I watch people's channels and I'm like, I don't really, not going to use this in my footage, but it's always cool to see how people shoot and how I can not copy them, but maybe implement some of the things that's working for him. One of the things that was amazing for you is you immediately narrowed down your niche and you really got, a good community around you. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I went pretty heavy on that GH5 content.
You did.
Pretty heavy. But yeah, man, I appreciate that, sticking with the channel and the support and everything. I mean, that's been amazing. So I appreciate that. I do remember that video. I do remember that video way back when.
It's been a while
before pandemic time, maybe even. All right, man. Well, thanks for joining me. Thanks for the support. I will go and put your info down in the description. It's not there yet, but I'm going to go put it down there, and you can find Paul at his channel on YouTube and Instagram. Anywhere else you want people to find you?
You pretty much YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, I mean, you could find me on a website, but I don't update it enough. But yeah, those are my two things I usually do. So
yeah, so if you are
Twitter,
if you're watching from Paul's channel, you're probably already there. If you're watching from my channel, make sure you go subscribe to Paul and check out his content. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks everybody for jumping in the chat, jumping on the live stream. We never did answer this question. Is 2023 the year of LUMIX? I say yes. What do you say as your final comment on this stream?
Sony is awesome, but yes. So Panasonic is they added phase autofocus, so it can only go up from here.
Yep. All right.